168 ba yan? 168. Pinapasok dito yan. Hindi na pwedeng makalusot yung inyong mga examiner because, pwede nyo bang pakita? Yan yung doon sa Alibaba. Alibaba has the current rating and I checked that out. Makikita nyo in bulk or in individual, pagka mag-check sila, lalabas doon ang value. I think we can produce that. Alibaba. The other way is, ito pa, ano po, para kay Mr. Commissioner, pag sumapadala sila dito ng component, kunyari, sabihin lang components, ano po, pero actually, finished product yun. Walang pangalan. So lugi tayo, sisingilin lang yung component, pagdating po sa tindahan, ibabalot ng may-ari ng mall, papalitan ng pangalan, talagyan ng pangalan nila, finished product, pero hindi binayaran, yung tunay na tax, siningil pa ng mas mahal yung customer, at pagkatapos, babayad pa uli yung customer ng bagong tax because hindi nasingil yung tunay na tax at wala pang trabaho na gawa dahil hindi na nakagkaroon ng pagkakataon ang manufacturer natin gumawa ng produkto. That's one way. Makikita po natin yan sa Alibaba kung makikita lang natin, kung mabilis lang yung computer natin. You look at Alibaba, all the products are there. Most of them buy it from there. Yung mga telepono, nakalagay Cherry, nakalagay May. Karamihan niya pumapasok finished product. Pero pinadalabas component. Yung kakonsyaba, sasabihin component lang yan. Green lane pa, tuloy-tuloy sa labas. Ayan ho. Pwede mo pakipatay ang ilaw o mayroon ba tayong computer? Ayan. Bawa, TV. Nakalagay dyan, $28.45. 100 pieces. Pero ang lumalabas dyan, hindi pa palabas yung TV. Component lang. Pero paglabas dyan, ibabalot na lalagyan ng bagong produkto na, kunyari, gawa doon sa pinagtindahan ng mall at ititinda ng mahal. Hindi na nagbayad ng tax, talo na tayo, nalugi pa yung consumer, at lalo pa tayong tinamaan. Yan, nasa Alibaba, kung tingin nyo, 100 pieces, oh. Minimum order, $28 to $45 per piece. So, umorder ng 500, pinadala sa atin, component lang, pero ang daming TV pinadala. Patay talaga ang Pilipino. Kawawa talaga tayo. O, tingnan natin iba. Ayan, halimbawa, X-ray. May mimili kayo ng X-ray. Ayan ang halaga. 90, ano ba ito? $90,000 or whatever. At yan ang supply price, 1,000 sets per year. Pwede nyo i-order. Malalaman natin kung ino-overprice tayo. Made in China yan. Then you can go into cell phones if you like. Ayan. Oh, factory price and top quality TV yan eh. Saan yung cellphone kanina? Now, I just wanted to show you the example kung paano tayo dinadaya. At karamihan yan, retail outlets are the ones making the money. They not only get rentals from their people, but most of them, they put it together and make it brand new. Kunyari, pero actually component lang yan. Now, Your Honor, they're either declared as components or scrap, kung TV, scrap, or unfinished goods. And then they're sold as finished products pag nakalabas na sa customs. Mobile phones, tablets, brought in and declared as components, finished products. Yung mga communications companies, mas malaki. Tignan na lang ni Director General Pernia at ng Customs yung natawag na CAPEX ng lahat ng telcos. Makikita nyo doon kung magkano ang pinapasok nilang CAPEX sa telcos. Ayan, yung cellphone, no? $140, $150, pero alam nyo na yan, I don't have to go through that. At pag nakita nyo na ngayon yung sa CAPEX, papasok pa yung China sila ang gagawa ng serbisyo sa BIR na ito, hindi pa magbabayad ng VAT, ina-underprice pa. Kaya kaliwat kanan ang lamon sa ating mga mamamayan na mga smuggler at mga talagang nagsasamantala sa kahiraan ng loob o kulang sa katalinuhan o kulang sa malasakit at talagang alias sakim. Dapat siguro, Mr. Chairman, gumawa tayo ng kumpanya dito, National Grid Company. I hope the gentle lady appreciates. These are just some of the things. Yes. And I hope the NEDA and the Minister of Finance, the Secretary of Finance, takes a look at this so they can actually discover, pag hinanap niya yung mga produkto niya, saan ginawa yan? Sino nagtulong sa inyo dyan? Tumulong ba ang, halimbawa, anong kumpanya yan? Yung Huawei. Panay Chinese yan. Wala ko sinasabi masama. Mura kinukuha, papasa sa atin, di pa nagbayad ng buwis, bebenta pa sa ating mga tao, lugin-lugi tayo, bubog sarado. Pero dyan lang, makukuha na natin ang kakulangan natin sa salapi. So, I will just propose solutions. I don't want to fix the blame. Madam Chair, my first solution is they can have an iPad and take a look at Alibaba kung galing sa China. They can look at Amazon kung galing sa America. They can look at all these things. And even if the Blue Book helps, that they should do that. Does the Commissioner Costas, will they be agreeable to that? Is that a solution?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. How do we empower? I will ask the gentle lady, does she know if the Customs Commissioners, pag kumuha ng tao yan, na bago magtatrabaho dyan, binibrief nyo ba on all these things? Every day dapat bago pumasok, itong bagong style ng smuggler, ito ang ginagawa nila, ginagawang component, kaya pag tinignan nyo, dapat makita natin kung ano talaga ang laman yan, at pwede nyo makita kaagad ang tunay na value sa Alibaba kung galing sa China.
Binibrief.
Pwede po ba natin gawin yan? Oh. We have to empower them. At saka dapat, finally, yung training natin sa Bureau of Customs. Kaya natin i-train yan. Mahirap pigain kung wala talagang laban. At mahirap talagang kunan kung talagang alias sakim. Hindi magbibigay yun. Talagang, sabi nga nila, laki sa layaw, karina uwi, hubad, ahamakin lahat, masunod ka lamang. Granted, Laura.
Mr. President, the answer to all your queries is yes. And second, the Commissioner was also giving me a list of what they need to be more effective, including desktop computers, biometrics, vehicle, confidential fund, and I am inclined to grant it to them, Mr. President, considering the amount that can be generated with a more efficient BOC.
Patapos na po ako para hindi na kayo mapagod.
Salamat po.
Pag tinigyan nyo ang savings rate ng Pilipinas, ang savings rate ng Pilipinas ay 14.9%. Tayo ang pinakamababa sa 6 na bansa ng ASEAN, 10 yan, pero tayo isa sa pang-6 siguro, pang-7. 14.9%, ang Thailand 36.3%, Malaysia 30%, Vietnam is 25.7%, Indonesia is 35.3%, Singapore has 45.8%. Kaya kaya nila magbayad ng mataas doon sa kanilang Provident Fund. Yan ang strategy ng bagong administrasyon, nababaan ang buwis ng income tax earner na mahihirap para may babayad sila. Halimbawa kung magtataas ang SSS, tataas ang savings rate natin. Makakabayad na sila ng mas mataas sa savings rate para yung janitor hindi naman magre-retire ng 2,000 a month. Pabor po ako doon. Pero kailangan natin ang tulong ng customs. Kapag ang nangyayari, kung papayagan natin itong mga smuggler na ito, ang nangyayari, kahit nababaan yung tax, magbabayad sila ng produkto na ninakaw. Nakaw yun. Dahil pumunta sa, ninakawan na ang tao pagpasok sa sa customs at pagkatapos mapipilitan pa sila ngayon magbayad ng more taxes kasi hinihingi ng gobyerno ngayon, wala pang bagong trabaho, walang bagong edukasyon, walang bagong infrastructure at puro budget deficit. I just want to emphasize that. Because when we interpolate here, we try to correct what is wrong and we try to inform the government bureaucrats that they have a sacred duty to help in building this country. If they don't care, we may as well kick them out. Talagang natin ang bata na talagang gagawa, training natin, kunin natin yung mga qualified na gumagraduate para umandar ang ating bansa. That note, Your Honor, I would like to thank you. Ayan. Alam nyo, pag tinignan niyo yung monthly budget ng family, hindi ko na sana sasabihin ito, pero baka na lang at another time. Yung monthly budget ng family, dyan lalabas yung talagang naluloko ang ating mga kababayan. Sa ganyan, wala na tayong matira sa education. Kaya pag nalagay yung sinasabi nila, itatawa ba yung ating buwis sa mga manggagawa natin na ngayon bugbog salado sa income tax, dapat palitan yan, suklian yan ng customs at saka ng BIR para hindi na sila mahihirapan. Yan po ang kailangan. At pati kasundaluhan natin, may pambili tayo, hindi tayo umaasa na bibigyan tayo ng mga baril. May barko tayo. May eskwela natin maayos, may scholar tayo. Hindi na tayo kulelat. That note, Your Honor, I'd like to thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity.
Yes. Mr. President, I would like to really thank Senator Gordon for educating me on the ills that plague the Bureau of Customs and but I'm sorry.
And our country, because of that.
Yes, I'm not yet finished. Yes, and because of that, and the problems besetting our country because of that. But this discussion has led to possibly a bigger budget for the Bureau of Customs. I'm asking them whether the 1.3 billion has been partially granted by DBM under the NEP. So the 1.3 is different, additional from the 840 already granted. And so do I hear a motion from Your
Yes,
Honor,
Your Honor.
Mr. President, seconded by Senator Lacson, of the 1.3 billion? And there's another list of 178 for computers. You know, I want to give General La Peña everything he needs, all the support. When he was PDEA, he came to my office and humbly asked for his needs, and I granted it to him. And he said he delivered. Yes, but he seems like a sincere man, and I would like to give him all the support. And so I am requesting LBRMO, Attorney Dablon is probably falling off, to find 1.5 billion, 1.3 plus 178. According to Senator Lacson, the Agno River can wait. So,
Ma'am, the 1.3 billion is for
the X-ray machines.
Can I ask a question to the Commissioner? In 2016, the COA reported that the 30 mobile X-ray machines purchased in 2006 worth 7.9 billion from a Chinese firm were overpriced by 4.2 billion.
Overpriced.
What is the status of this
What's the status?
finding or this case?
Overpriced naman. Ano ba kayo sa...
In fact, Your
Ang laki
Honor,
naman ng overpriced. Ano ba yan?
there was
Ano ba yung
overpriced, but they
dumadaan
were
sa
not able to
procurement?
pay for it. The money was not used because hindi nagamit yung pambili ng X-ray.
Can you tell us more about your X-ray machines and how many have been caught by them?
Well, of course, that was another time. It's allowance.
Wait, Mr. President, I am informed it was not a Bureau of Customs procurement. So, sino nag-procure?
Sino nag-procure?
Under DOF. I am informed, Mr. President, that they had nothing to do with it. It's the DOF, but not the Bureau of Customs. Eh, sino procuring agent ninyo?
We're referring, Your Honor, to the failed bidding on 133 million pesos approved for the procurement of additional X-ray machines for the Bureau of Customs, but resulted in a failed bidding. What we're referring to in the 178 million for the procurement of 19 units is indeed, or rather the 730 units of X-ray were procured about 7.4 billion under concessional loan entered through the government-to-government agreement with China and first operated in May 2016 under Commissioner Napoleon Morales.
What year was this?
2006. That's why their collection increased in 2006. Let's take note of that. When they got the X-rays, the collection increased in 2006.
Just write it down, please. It was in 2006. Whose administration was that? President
Morales, di ba? GMA,
And-
Kapagal Arroyo.
The commissioner was Morales, but it was not procured by the Bureau of Customs. No. It was the Department of Finance. Who was secretary then?
Finance, di ba si
Teves,
Fabila?
2006.
2006, Fabila. Matrade ba siya? Finance. Camacho.
I don't know.
Hindi na si Camacho nun.
Anyway, this was not a procurement done under the BOC. It was a government-to-government transaction. It was a soft loan. They're writing my notes here. That's what I remember from what they told me. And there were no payments made in the first few years. So
And
it
they
was
were also
it
given
was an
8
ODA.
units of baggage X-ray machines from the Tourism Development Program.
Mr. President, it was procured in 2006. It was an ODA. It was a G2G agreement. It was a soft loan, 5-year grace period, and 20 years to pay.
But they had a failed bidding on 133 million pesos. It was a failed bidding for X-ray machines also.
I was referring to 30 mobile X-ray machines. So
Ano ba yun?
That is the government.
has Customs been using these machines, and have they been working? Have we been catching what we're supposed to catch?
Yes, Mr. President.
Can
Ay, go ahead. Ginagamit yun.
ano pong example ng pwede natin ipagmalaking nahuli natin using these 30 mobile X-ray machines? Ano pong
In 6
example?
months' time, itong taon ito, in 6 months' time daw, naka-33 apprehensions daw sila sa paggamit po ng mga X-ray machines na ito. Drugs and guns.
So, Mr. President, as I said, I was going to move that we give the additional X-ray machine and X-ray and
Yes.
personal support to the Bureau of Customs, not only because of smuggling, but because of the drugs,
Yes,
but because also of terrorism.
yes,
We
yes,
could be sending a dirty bomb here.
yes.
And if we don't have the X-rays, Your Honor,
Of
it's
course.
very dangerous for our
We'll give
populace.
you.
So we really have to have an oversight function, and I know we do have one, so that every quarter we can now check on whether the collections are increasing. The Ministry, the Secretary of Finance tells us that they're monitoring now week to week or month to month. I want to see that in the Congress para alam natin na yung binibigay natin sa kanila ay nagagamit at tumataas at we can compare it in accordance with what is being imported or exported from China to here, Japan, from Hong Kong, and we can find out whether we're able to collect taxes. That's as simple as that, Your Honor. And the last appeal is to make sure that the last appeal is to make sure that hindi ito ningas kogon. That's why I'm saying every quarter we should really get a report from Customs on the quarterly collections, Your
Ito
Honor.
po, Mr. President, if I may, 2016 ito. With the use of the new X-ray machines, the total collection is 191 billion compared to 2015 na 226 billion. So there was an increase of around 70 billion.
It works. It works. I'm sure there's one final point in fairness to my colleague and seatmate, my favorite seatmate, Senator Villar. He was asking about meat inspection storage. that they would need it at the customs. Do we have one?
Meat section.
Parang I saw in the Department of Agriculture budget that they provided that they will build a meat inspection facility sa customs. Because the problem now is that we don't have a cold storage meat inspection facility sa custom. That's why they bring out the meat and then that's where they inspect the meat outside, which is very bad. So correct me if I'm wrong, I saw that in the budget of the Department of Agriculture. So please check if they will build it in custom.
They don't have that kind of facility, but if it's lodged under the DA budget, it would help them a lot. Are you talking about smuggling of meat?
Use the microphone. Senator Villar, let's use the microphone so it will be recorded.
Because right now, the Bureau of Customs do not have that facility in the department. In your bureau, so I saw in the budget of the Department of Agriculture that they will build such a facility in the Bureau of Customs to make sure the meat will be inspected inside the Bureau of Customs and not brought out and be inspected outside.
Even if it is lodged under the DA budget, yes.
I'm just informing them so they will try to...
They don't have it, they don't know, but it's a welcome development.
I will confirm.
Yes, thank you.
As a matter of point of information, the Tourism Department, if I'm not mistaken, is that the source of the other X-rays? Tourism Development Fund? You get that from, Sa airport yan, 8 units of barangay X-ray. Baggage X-ray. So they're getting support, and if we give them all the support, as you've already said, and we're supporting it, we do that motion and they get the support, we should be able to chart what they're doing for every 3 months, Your Honor.
There will be no reason for them not to do their job efficiently.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And no drugs should enter the country.
No drugs. Definitely.
No drugs, no smuggling.
And I think that former PIDEA chair is there. I think he sparked a question in my mind. There was another drug intrusion in our country.
When?
That was caught in Sampaloc. Same modus operandi. And this was seized by Mr. Taguba and the broker, Marcellano. And that's why my question is, number one, now that you're there, now that the gentleman of Customs is there, they can now inspect it. Now, that was in the course of the investigation. Last February, I think it is. And then we should now be able to investigate the people behind that. And my report will contain that report at who allowed the drugs to get in. Knowingly or mistakenly, Portara may not know, or he may know that drugs came in through the green lane because he was receiving Tara. I think you know who I'm talking about.
You know.
Neil Maestrocampo. Milo Maestrocampo. Sinalo sa labas. And that's why we caught the drugs, but we did not caught the personality. So now that you have a PIDEA man there, we should be able to tighten up, and I think you should really coordinate all the efforts. Train your customs law enforcement to properly apprehend, follow the procedure. You know the procedure as PIDEA. When you catch drugs, you should immediately call PIDEA so that there will be no excuse for botch arrest. That note, Your Honor, I'd like to thank once again my fair lady, Senator Lauren Legarda, and the body. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your very enlightening and helpful intervention, Senator Gordon. Okay.
Senator Ejercito.
Mr. President, next to interpellate Senator Cynthia Villar.
Senator Villar is recognized.
Okay, Mr. President, our dear Chairman, I would like to just put into record that in 2016 we passed a law entitled Large-Scale Agri-Smuggling as Economic Sabotage and Non-Bailable. The threshold for large-scale agri-smuggling is 10 million for rice and 1 million for any other agricultural product except rice. The IRR of this law has been signed by the Department of Finance last July 2017. I just want to ask the Commissioner of Customs if he is aware of this law and that he will see to it that it is implemented and will file charges against those people who will disobey this law.
There are cases filed for violation of the Agriculture Smuggling Act. BOC versus Reynaldo Benaventura of Great Light Trading, filed June 13, 2017. It's in preliminary investigation in a DOJ, smuggler of garlic and onion. This is 5. BOC versus Divina Aguilar, Tres Mujeres Agri-Venture, rice smuggling in a DOJ, preliminary investigation. BOC versus Victore Quizon, Equicent Import and Export Corp, garlic smuggling. Just 3 of the cases. Are there more cases? Some of
I
the
think
cases
those
filed.
3 cases was mentioned to me by Commissioner Faldon. And are there no other cases filed
Are there no?
after that?
That's the information they gave me, Mr. President.
I just want to ask them to give us a list of
Can you
every
please-
month of those cases filed against agri-smugglers.
Can you please submit to the committee by Monday as well all the agriculture smuggling cases filed under the Duterte administration?
The law was implemented
Since the law was implemented.
July 2017. July, because the IRR was signed July 2017.
lang.
We passed that law last 2016. And the IRR was signed by the Secretary of Finance July
So since
2017.
the implementation of the law, we please have a list of all
Because
cases filed.
the industry people are always coming to me and reporting what are the agri-goods coming in to the custom without import permit. And I just want to know every month what cases you have filed so that I can answer them.
It will
okay.
be submitted on Monday. On Monday.
And as a rejoinder to Senator, I would explain to them that the industry people, they always give me a UN report on the agri-goods coming into the Philippines, and they compare it to the goods being taxed by the Bureau of Customs. For example, when we had a hearing sa meat, there is a rule that pag good meat, the tax will be 35%. And if it's offal, it's 5%. Tapos ni-report nila sa akin yung amount of meat that came into the Philippines nakita namin na tama naman yung total. But all the good meat transferred to the offer. That is technical smuggling. Kasi ang tarification ng good meat is 35%, yung offal is 5%. So lahat ng good meat lumilipat do sa offal. So that
Ano
is
ba yung oval?
yun yung mga yung mga tenga, yung mga
I see.
o yung mga hindi mahal na part
Lamang
ng
loob.
meat. So the tariff there is 5%.
What's the term, ma'am? Oval?
So clearly,
Oval?
there was a misdeclaration.
No, it's technical smuggling,
Technical smuggling.
in effect. So, pag
Tama.
binigay nung industry yung total na pumasok dito from the United
There's
States.
good meat.
There is good meat and there is offal.
But based on
naman
taxes
yung,
filed.
yung balance. But everything transferred from good meat. So 5% na lang instead of 35%. And I want also for the Senate see to it that we repeal this kind of tarification. Kasi
Yeah.
ganyang klase ang tarification. Then there is a risk
Are there
na
cases filed
people
for
will
Manila?
do technical. Hindi nila alam. Ayo, pag naghihiring kasi kami, na-analyze namin yun. The same manners na si Senator Gordon, pinalitan niya yung
Yes.
total goods that came into the Philippines at kung ano lang yung
Clear.
na-tax.
So very clear, this would not happen without connivance
Yes.
with people in customs. Hindi ko puli na lahat, pero ito, kasama ko sa likod ko. Baka naman, hindi naman po kayo. Pero ibig sabihin, maliwanag na may connivance.
At saka yung mga industry people dealing with agricultural products, farmers, they get this, the UN.
It would be helpful if your committee could submit to them leads on
Yeah, they go to them, but they don't.
the industry would know who are the smugglers or the technical smugglers of this meat.
Samahan ng mga industriya ng agrikultura, meron silang nagbabantay sa kosto. Kaya lang hindi sila pinapakinggan sa kosto. Kaya dito sila nagsusumpa. I will try to introduce them to you. Kenya, para sa inyo sila magsusumpa. Para hindi na sila magsusumpa akin.
May we request the Agriculture Committee to give these materials to you, Commissioner La Peña, para malaman na niya. Dahil ang alam nang natin yung smuggling yan, yung drugs, technical smuggling of goods, but the meat smuggling from good meat to oval, which we
rice.
and rice,
Garlic.
maging familiar. We're helping him in the learning process.
I just want to ask also, what has happened to the implementation of national single? Yan yung computerization ng customs will remove the power examiner to determine what the importer will have to pay. I remember when Commissioner Sevilla was the Bureau of Customs, he told me that the legacy he will leave to the Customs Bureau will be the implementation of Windows. But he was removed 2 days after. Tapos na ano yata yung na TRO yung nag-i-implement ng National Single Window
It was
System.
bidded out in 2013. And as always in this country, pagkalo yung
Yeah, but he was implementing commission until he promised me that he will implement it by the time he leaves Customs, end of President Aquino's administration. But he was removed after.
he was implementing the national
single window
even
system.
after. So
Even
ito
if there's a TRO. Parang na TRO pag alis niya. And
But
then
he was
hindi na-
removed for doing something good.
I don't know.
for doing something right.
I think he has a problem. And he was then the implementation of
So
national
hindi ma-
single window system app. And I want to know if they're going to Commissioner Faldon told me that he will really be kasi po yung mga ibang bansa sa ASEAN meron
So it has to be resolved by the Supreme Court, or it can be.
Can you explain us the as an implementation, computerization, remove the discretion from the examiner, how they will tax products coming into the Tapos nung sinabi sa akin ni Commissioner Faldon na i-implement nila
Mr. President, I am told that the problem with the bidding is in the Supreme Court. O nga, purchase ng equipment. And that equipment is needed for the integration of the process to implement the national single window system. And so they can't implement it until the TRO has not been resolved, has not been lifted.
Pag hindi tayong national
Hindi nyo
single
kaya?
window.
It on Monday.
Yeah,
Para
yeah.
sigurado.
Okay.
Check po yung status.
How much is the contract no, for that?
150 million.
650 million pesos.
Kasi ito, i-computerize lahat na at i-connect sa ibang department bigay ng import permit yung mga importation sa customs. It's
Ang Korte Suprema naman,
computerization
dapat i-resolve
of the
yung mga
customs.
mahalagang ganyan.
It's the computerization of the customs so that the discretion on how to tax the product will be just a computer
We can-
system, not anymore under the discretion of
When the judiciary appears before us, we can ask.
Yes. Just remind.
Remind
You
us.
can ask. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you.
all, Mr.
But we will
President,
also
and-
ask them to submit an and basis to implement even if there's ari lang.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Mr.
Senator
Chairman
Villar.
and
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you for your interventions. I was educated.
Let us suspend the session.